Ever met someone who used to be a total disaster, and now they're the one everyone turns to for advice? Yeah, we all know that person. Once a rebel, now a role model. But how did they get there? Let's be honest. Most leaders weren't born giving TED Talks or reading philosophy before bedtime. Some of them were busy figuring out how to hotwire life, bending rules just to see if anyone would stop them. They made loud mistakes, public ones, the kind you replay in your head years later and cringe, but here's the twist. Rebellion, when processed, becomes resilience. And mistakes? They become mirrors, the uncomfortable kind, forcing you to see yourself clearly for the first time. Funny how the kid who once got suspended for speaking out ends up becoming the adult who speaks up when it actually counts. When did getting grounded turn into the first lesson in accountability? It's not a coincidence. Those who once broke the rules eventually learned how to rewrite them. They didn't just grow up, they woke up. That same fire that once got them in trouble now fuels their mission to help others avoid the same cliffs. They know what it feels like to be misunderstood, to be underestimated, to be told, "You're not leadership material." But instead of shrinking, they evolved. They didn't just learn to lead, they learned to see, and that makes all the difference. Because leadership isn't about having a spotless record. It's about carrying scars with stories. Stories that prove you've fallen and chosen to rise again. The world doesn't need perfect people. It needs people who've been broken and came back wiser. People who've turned shame into strength and anger into empathy. People who took rebellion and shaped it into responsibility. And yeah, sometimes rock bottom shows up in the form of a mistake, a meltdown, or even a motivational coffee mug that says, "You got this." Hey, whatever works. But let's go deeper, because some of the most powerful leaders didn't just make mistakes. They built movements out of them. They turned personal failures into systems that protect others. They stepped into boardrooms and communities not to impress, but to serve. They didn't erase their past, they redeemed it. If you think your story disqualifies you from becoming someone others admire, think again. The truth is, your lowest moments might be the exact experience someone else needs you to survive. Because in the end, what separates the respected from the reckless isn't a perfect past. It's what you do with the pain. The best leaders aren't the ones who never messed up. They're the ones who learned, who transformed, who stopped pretending and started becoming. So if you're sitting in the ashes of a mistake, wondering if you've lost your chance, let this be your reminder. Your story isn't over, it's just getting started. If this story hit home, if it reminded you of someone, or maybe even yourself, give this video a like and subscribe for more stories of transformation, redemption, and raw, real leadership. Because your past isn't the end. It's just your opening chapter. We'll see you in the next one.